Hi students, welcome to Diamond Group of Institutions, NEET and KCET online classes. Today we are going to discuss about the previous year questions on current electricity. So see the first question. Okay, the space between two concentric spheres of radii A and B. Here B is greater than the A, filled with a medium of resistivity rho. The resistance between the two spheres will be, okay na, space between two concentric spheres. So to find out this type of problems, first we have to draw the two spheres. So this is the B, radius of this one is the B, and one more is radius of this one is the A. Okay, A and B. So two concentric spheres, and the given B is greater than A. That's why the big sphere ka radius is B and the small sphere ka radius is A. So now this shells, that means here, to find out the radius in between this these two spheres, so we have to draw one more shell in between the space between these two spheres. Okay, now so I am drawing the one more sphere like this. Okay, this is the one more sphere, and this sphere ka thickness is dx. Okay, this is sphere, whatever the sphere I am considering, the space between these two spheres, the thickness is dx, and from the distance from the center is the x. That means radius is the x and the thickness is the dx. Now we have to find the radius of this one, this dx thickness and x radius, sphere ka radius we have to find, and integrate from A to the B, then we will get the radius in between the two spheres. Okay, so actually we know the resistance formula, R equal to the rho L by A. This is the formula. Now the radius of this small portion ka radius, okay, now the small portion ka radius, go from here to here, this small portion ka radius, dr equal to the rho into L is nothing but the thickness of this sphere dx, and area is nothing but the 4 pi x square. Radius is x, we consider na 4 pi x square. So now the radius of whatever the dx thick and x radius sphere we consider, radius of that small portion radius is dr equal to rho into dx by 4 pi x square. Now to get the radius between the two spheres, we have to do the integration of this small sphere ka radius from A to B. So now total radius R equal to integration from A to B dr. So dr equal to how much? Rho dx by 4 pi x square. Now 4 pi rho and constants and send outside rho by 4 pi into integration A to B 1 by x square dx. Now 1 by x square ka integration we know already, minus 1 by x. Limits are A to B. Now substitute the upper limit, so minus 1 by B, minus of minus plus. X place में substitute A 1 by A. So now answer is R equal to rho by 4 pi into 1 by A minus 1 by B. So very easy question, and mains level question this is also. B option is the right answer. Easy way we can solve this one. To find out the radius between the two spheres, then we have to assume one more sphere in between that space, and we have to do the integration. We will get it very easily. Okay, next to see the second question. A current of 5 amperes passes through a copper conductor. Resistivity they given, resistivity is 1.7 into 10 power minus 8 ohm meter, of radius of cross section 5 millimeter given. Find the mobility of the charges of the drift velocity is 1.1 into 10 power minus 3 meter per second. They are asking the mobility, they are asking. Okay na. First I am going to write the given data. Current given, I equal to 5 amperes. Resistivity given, rho equal to 1.7 into 10 power minus 8 ohm meter. And next radius given, radius equal to 5 millimeter. Convert into the meter, 5 into 10 power minus 3 meters. And the drift velocity also they given, 1.1 into 10 power minus 3 meter per second. They are asking the mobility. Mobility equal to the how much? Already we know all the formulas. Mobility is the ratio of the drift velocity to the electric field. Okay, so now here drift velocity we know, but electric field E value we don't know. So how to find the E means, here we know the relationship between the E and the current density, J equal to sigma E. Sigma is the conductivity here, J is the current density, J equal to sigma E. And J also we know current density ka formula, current density J equal to the current per unit area, J equal to I by A. So at the place of J I am writing the I by A equal to sigma E. So now E value we have to find, E equal to the sigma sine, this side I by A sigma. So conductivity is connectivity equal to 1 by rho, already we know conductivity is reciprocal to the resistivity. So now here at the place of sigma, so sigma equal to 1 by rho na, so 1 by sigma equal to rho, so 1 by sigma place I am writing the rho, so E equal to, I got I into rho into A. I is the current passing through the copper wire, rho is the resistivity of the copper wire, A is the cross sectional area of the copper wire. So now E value substitute in this formula, okay na, we know the drift velocity and E value also we got formula. So now substitute in this formula. So now we know the drift velocity, cross sectional area means radius they given, a cross sectional area also we can find very easily, and current they given, resistivity they given. Substitute the values here. So drift velocity for value given 1.1 into 10 power minus 3, 1.1 into 10 power minus 3. A cross sectional area, the cross section of the copper is in the circular shape. So area is pi r square. Pi into radius they given 5 millimeter, 5 into 10 power minus 3 whole square, r square plus my radius square, by I current value 5 amperes and resistivity also they given 1.7 into 10 power minus 8 ohm meter. Substitute, so all the values substituted. Now simplify it, almost we will get the mobility equal to the 1 meter square per volt second we will get. So see now the answer is mu is 1. So C option is the right answer. So remember these formulas, okay, if you remember you can solve the any question easily. So now next to see the next question, very important question. A wire of resistance R is bent to form a square ABCD as shown, okay, diagram given. The effective resistance between the E and C. So E and C ka resistance we have to find. E is the midpoint of CD arm, E is the midpoint of CD arm, then we have to find. Suppose we have to assume this is the square, each side is same A, we are assuming each side is the A, okay, then each side is A. Next the wire of resistance R is bent in the form of the square A. So this wire ka total resistance is R and this wire is bent in the form of the square. So each side ka resistance, okay na, so each side ka resistance is total resistance by how many sides are there, 4 sides. Each side ka length is how much, A, so R by 4A. This is the each side ka resistance we got. So this side ka resistance R by 4A, this side R by 4A, R by 4A, R by 4A. So 4R by 4A, then 4 will be cancelled R. So that means each side ka resistance we got here, okay, A is the unit length we are considering. And next see this portion ka resistance I am going to find. This portion ka resistance is R1 I am considering EC. So now R1 ka resistance I am going to find. R1 resistance is nothing but total arm ka resistance is R by 4A, okay, each side ka resistance is R by 4A only na. So this side ka resistance is R by 4A into the length from here to here. So the side of the length of the side is the A. Now E is the midpoint of C and D arm. So from here to here what is the length, A by 2, okay na, R is directly proportional to the length na. So now the resistance of this CE is nothing but R1, that R1 equal to R by 4A into EC ka length. So R by 4A into EC ka length is how much, A by 2. Then we will get the resistance of this part, EC ka resistance is R by 8. Okay, but they are asking the resistance, the effective resistance between the A and C, effective resistance we have to find. So if this is R1, no, so this total is nothing but the R2. Okay, total resistance is nothing but the R2. R2 equal to the each side ka resistance is R by 4A. Now what is the length of this total we have to find, okay, this is the total side A, this is the total side A, this is the total side A, this was nothing but the half of the side, okay, A plus A, 2A plus A, 3A plus this side is nothing but the A by 2. So 3A plus A by 2 is nothing but 3A plus A by 2. This is equal to the 7A by 2. Okay, I written here each side ka resistance is R by 4A and total length is nothing but the 7A by 2. Then resistance is equal to the 7R by 8. Okay, this is nothing but the R1, this total is nothing but the R2. So R1 value we got and R2 value we got. So I am rewriting here the resistance between the E and C is the R by 8 and remaining portion ka resistance is nothing but the 7R by 8. So now we have to find the effective resistance between the E and C. This part is parallel to this part, okay, this part is parallel to this part. Now we have to find the parallel combination of the resistors. So now the effective resistance between the E and C is nothing but the R these two resistors are in parallel combination. So parallel combination का equivalent resistance is R by 8 into 7R by 8 by R by 8 plus 7R by 8. So now R by 8 into 7R by 8 same written. R by 8 plus 7R by 8 is nothing but the 8R by 8. Denominators are same at the basis. 7R plus R 8R. 8R by 8. So reverse it, 8 by 8R we will get. So 8 will be cancelled out. R will be cancelled out. So 7 into R by 8 into 8 64. So 7R by 64 is the right option. A is the right answer. In this way we have to solve the questions. See the next question, fourth one. A uniform metallic wire has resistance of 18 ohm and is bent into an equilateral triangle. Okay, equilateral triangle. Then the resistance between any two vertices of the triangle is. Okay, between any two vertices we have to find the resistance. Okay, na? So the resistance of the wire is R ohms. Now that bent into the equilateral triangle. I drawn here diagram. Okay, na? A, B, C. So each side ka resistance is how much? So equilateral triangle means each side is the equal. Okay, na? Each side is same. Okay, now resistance of each side equal to the, actually the wire ka resistance is 18 ohms, that means R ohms. Now it is bent to form a equilateral triangle. So each side is equal, that means each side resistance is nothing but R by 3. R is the resistance of the wire. So the resistance of the wire is 18 ohm. 18 ohm by 3 equal to 6 ohm. Each side ka resistance equal to how much now? 6 ohm. Okay, now each side ka resistance is 6 ohm, 6 ohm and 6 ohm. Okay, previous problem we did the same way we have to do. Now they are asking the resistance between any two vertices. Okay, now I am going to find the resistance between these two vertices. Now what will happen? These two resistors will be in the series. So 6 plus 6, 12 ohms. So now this is the 12 ohm and this is the 6 ohm. Okay, now the resistance between this, the resistance between any two vertices B and C we are going to find. This 12 ohm is parallel to the 6 ohm. The equivalent resistance between B and C is nothing but the parallel combination of these two resistors. So parallel combination of resistance is nothing but the 12 into 6 by 12 plus 6. So now 12 into 6 by 12 plus 6 is nothing but 18. 6 ones, 6 threes, 3 ones, 3 fours. So 4 ohm is the right answer. So 4 ohm is the right answer. Very easy question. Okay. Next to see the next question. A copper wire is stretched to make it 0.5% longer. They are stretching the wire, they are increasing by length 0.5%. The percentage change in its electrical resistance if its volume remains unchanged is. If length increases, cross sectional area decreases and volume should be constant. Okay, remember that one. Okay, from this we know the formula R equal to the rho L by A. So here they given the relationship between, they are asking the resistance and they given about the length and they said volume is the constant. So to get the given the information about the length now, so divide the multiply and divided by this formula with the length. So I am doing rho L by A equal to multiplying and divided by the L. So then what will we get? Rho into L, L square by A into L. Cross sectional area into length will give the volume. So volume. Here resistivity is the constant and V is the volume is the remains constant they said. So the relationship is R is directly proportional to the L square. So to find the percentage of change in the resistance, easily we can do it. See now del R by R. Okay, changing the resistance with respect to the initial resistance percentage equal to the 2, either L square is there, just we have to write it 2 in front of that one. So 2 into del L by L percentage. So changing the length, how much length increased, percentage of length increased 0.5%. 2 into this del L by L equal to 0.5, then 2 into 0.5 equal to 1%. 1% is the right answer. In this way we can do easily. Suppose if they given the about the area, cross sectional area changes. Suppose we have the formula is R equal to rho L by A. They given the information about the cross sectional area. We have to multiply by the area. Okay, now R equal to rho into L into A, length into area, volume by area into area square. Okay, suppose if the length area changed, length also changes, but volume should be constant. Now they given the information about the area and they are asking the resistance. Now R is inversely proportional to the A square. Then they are asking the change in the resistance means we have to do here A power minus 2 we will get. So minus minus 2 into del A by A percentage. In this way we have to say minus is indicating that decreasing. Okay na? So if they given the information about the length, we have to use this formula. If they given the information about the cross sectional area, then use this formula. Okay na? Remember this one, easily we can solve the problem. Next question, in the given circuit an ideal voltmeter connected across the 10 ohm resistance. This is the circuit they given. Either 15 ohm, 10 ohms are parallel to each other, and 2 ohm is series combination to this parallel combination, and here two cells are connected, 1.5 volt, 1.5 volt, two resistors are two cells are connected. Okay, next the question is, in the given circuit an ideal voltmeter connected across the 10 ohm resistance. This 10 ohm resistance is there, voltmeter is connected across the 10 ohm resistance, and it reads 2 volt. It is giving the reading also 2 volt. The internal resistance R of each cell is, so each cell ka internal resistance we have to find. So I am redrawing this diagram. See now here, this is the 15 ohm, 10 ohm, okay, 15 ohm, 10 ohm, this is the 2 ohm, okay, same thing I am writing. Here these cells I am writing separately, that means 1.5 volt, 1.5 volt, 1.5 volt offering the internal resistance is R, and this is also same voltage, and this is also offering the internal resistance is R. Now I am redrawing. See now these two resistors are in the parallel combination. So 15 ohm, 10 ohm are in the parallel combination. So suppose here I am giving the point A and this is the B point. Now resistance between the A and B, these two resistors are in the parallel combination. So resistance between these two, the terminal between the A and B is nothing but equivalent resistance is 15 into 10 by 15 plus 10, we will get the 6 ohm. So the resistance of this combination is 6 ohm, and here 2 ohm is there. Next 1.5 volt, plus minus proportion connected. So 1.5 plus 1.5, we have to add up 3 volt, and the resistance also add up. These two are in the series, R plus R, 2R. Okay, now the voltmeter is connected across the 10 volt, that is giving the 2 volt reading. Okay, now voltmeter connected across the 10 ohm resistance, that is giving the 2 volt. That means these two resistors are connected in the parallel. If the resistors are connected in parallel, the potential difference across the resistors is the constant. So now across this one 2 volt, across this one also 2 volt, the equivalent resistance of this is nothing but the 6 ohm. Then what is the voltage drop across this one also? 2 volt only. Okay, now these two are in the parallel combination. If resistors are connected in parallel combination, potential difference between the resistors among the resistors is the same. Now parallel combination of this equivalent resistance is 6 ohm. The voltage drop across this 6 ohm also 2 volt only. Remember that one. Okay, next see, now we found out the equivalent resistance, this one completed. Now circuit ka total resistance we have to find. What are they asking? Internal resistance we have to find. To find out the internal resistance, total circuit ka resistance we have to find. Total circuit ka resistance, see now 6 ohm is parallel with the 2 ohm, these two are parallel with the 2R. So total resistance is 6 plus 2 plus 2R, 8 plus 2R. The total resistance of the circuit is 8 plus 2R, and the total voltage is 3 volt. Okay na? So net voltage equal to the 3 volt. Okay na? And the next voltage drop across this given. Okay na? So now I am all these are connected in the series combination only, 6 ohm, 2 ohm, 2R. So now current is flowing through this one equal to the same, I current is flowing through this one. Okay na? So I current equal to what we can write? To net voltage by equivalent resistance. Net voltage is 3 volt and equivalent resistance is nothing but the 8 plus 2R. Total resistance is 8 plus 2R. I current we know. Now consider this branch only. Okay, this branch I am considering. In this branch they given the potential difference across this resistors. Okay, potential difference across this one is nothing but the potential difference, how much they given? 2 volt. Potential difference equal to current into resistance across this branch only. Okay na? So now voltage equal to the current into resistance of this branch. How much they given? 2 volt. And I current, this one all are in series na. So same current is flowing through this one na. I current is flowing through this one. I into the resistance between this one is nothing but the RAB. So potential difference across this one equal to the current flowing through this one and resistance between this A and B terminals. Now that voltage potential difference also they given 2 volt. I equal to how much? I means from this formula we got 3 by 8 plus 2R, and RAB, the resistance between the A and B is nothing but the 6. Okay na? Then simplified, 2 ones and 2 threes. This 8 plus 2 are sent this side, 3 into 3 9, and 8 sent this side, 2 are equal to 1, r equal to the 0.5 ohm. Each cell offers the 0.5 ohm internal resistance. In this way solve, first we are finding the equivalent resistance of this one, next total resistance and total voltage we are finding. From that we are finding the current. Okay, na current equation we got. From that, and one clue they given, potential difference across the parallel combination of resistors they given. From that we are finding the voltage equal to I into RAB. Okay, na voltage across the AB, VAB equal to I into RB. Voltage across the AB they given 2 volt. I is nothing but all are in the series. Same current is passing through this one also. I formula we got from here. This one substitute, and RAB, the resistance between the AB is the 6 ohm. Substitute and simplify. We will get the internal resistance value is 0.5 ohm. And the next, see the next question. In the given circuit diagram, I1 given minus 0.3 amperes, I4 0.8 amperes, I5 0.4 amperes are following as shown. The currents I2, I3 and I6 respectively. Okay, na? So the given the diagram, see now here one thing we have to change. So this is the I6, in this branch I5, in this branch I3 current, here I4 current, either I2 current, here I1 current. This is the diagram they given. So I am modifying this diagram. See now how I am modifying. Same, I5 is upside down to I5, okay. I6 is in this direction, I6, okay. And I2 is going in this direction, I2 in this direction. I4 going here, I4, okay. So I1 is going downward direction here, but actually in the question they given I1 value is minus 0.3 amperes. So I am reversing the direction, okay. I1 given negative value, na? So now I am changing the direction here, actually downward, the value is minus 0.3, I am keeping the upward, then I1 equal to the 0.3 amperes. Okay, na? Actually according to diagram I1 equal to minus 0.3 amperes. So negative na opposite to the direction I am taking. So here downward I am taking the upward, then I1 equal to 0.3 amperes. We have to find I2, I3, I6. See now, in this branch the current flowing through this resistor is I5, this resistor is I6. These two resistors are in the series. Now current flowing through this resistor is I5 equal to the current flowing through this resistor. That means I5 is equal to the I6. Two resistors are connected in series, then current flowing through the two resistors is the same. That means I5 and I6 both are same. So I5 equal to I6. I5 value they given already 0.4 amperes. So I6 value also 0.4 amperes. And the next, to find out the remaining I2 and I3, see now at S point I am using the KCL. Okay, so now here I3 is leaving, I4 is entering, I5 is leaving. Okay, so entering currents equal to the leaving currents. So now I4 is entering, I4 equal to leaving currents, I3 plus I5. I5 plus I3. Okay, na? So now I4 value they given how much? 0.8 amperes. So 0.8 equal to I5 value we know 0.4, that is also given. I5 0.4 plus I3. From this I3 equal to how much we are getting? 0.4 amperes. This 0.4 send this side, it will become minus 0.8 minus 0.4 is 0.4 amperes. So I3 also we got. Now we have to find the I2. To find the I2, I am using the KCL at the R. Now I2 entering. So I1 is going in this direction means leaving, I1 is leaving, and I4 also leaving. So at this point the entering current equal to the leaving currents, I2 equal to the I1 plus I4. I1 value is how much? I1 value they given 0.3 plus I4 value is how much? I4 value they given 0.8. 0.3 plus 0.8 equal to the 1.1 ampere. So now I2 value is the 1.1 ampere. I2 value 1.1, I3 value 0.4 and I6 value 0.4 amperes only. They are asking I2, I3, I6. So 1.1, 0.4, 0.4. A option is the right answer. So this type of questions do carefully. This question asked in the 2019 mains exam. Okay, see the next question, 8th question. For the circuit shown with R1 equal to the 1 ohm, R2 equal to the 2 ohms, E1 equal to 2 volt, E2, E3 equal to the 4 volt. The potential difference between the points A and B is approximately. Okay, this is the circuit diagram they given. This is the R1, R1, R1. This is the R2. Okay, and this one is R1. Here E1 battery, here E2, and here E3. That E1, E2, E3 values and R1, R2 values also given. So I am redrawing this one. Once you see now. This I am lifting this one like this, I am rotating. So A, B here. So through the A, between the A and B point we have the resistance and potential battery. Positive is at the A and negative at the B. So positive at the A, negative at the B. And this is the E2 battery. E2 ka value they given 4 volt. So I am writing 4 volt. And this is the R2. R2 ka resistance is 2 ohm. So 2 ohm I written. This branch completed this one. And come to see this one. Positive connected to A, negative connected to B. So positive connected to A, negative connected to B. And E1 equal to how much? 2 volts. So 2 volt. And the rest R1 both are in the series combination. R1 value is 1 ohm. 1 plus 1 2 ohms. Okay, now this part completed. Now come to see this part. Positive connected to A and negative connected to B. Positive connected to A, negative connected to B. And E3 battery. E3 ka value is 4 volt. So 4 volt. Now R1 both are a series combination. So R1 plus R1 2R1. R1 value is 1 2 ohm. Okay, na? Everything is completed. Now this diagram is appearing nothing but the grouping of cells in parallel combination. Then we have to find what they are asking. The potential difference between the A and B. A and B में potential difference we have to find. So VAB, the potential difference across the VAB equal to easy way I am doing. So that is nothing but V equal to what will be right? I by R. From Ohm's law I equal to VR, V equal to I by R. I is nothing but the I equivalent by R equivalent. So I equivalent equal to the. So this side I1 current, here I2 current, and this is the I3 current. So now I equivalent equal to the I1 plus I2 plus I3. Now I1 equal to what? I equal to V by R. So I1 equal to the E1 by R1. I2 equal to the E2 by R2. Okay, this is the E1 and this is the E2 and this one is the E3. This is the R1, this is the R2 and this is the R3. That means grouping of 3 cells in parallel combination with internal resistance R1, R2, R3. So now the potential difference across AB equal to VAB equal to the I equivalent by R equivalent. This I equivalent is nothing but the I1 plus I2 plus I3. So I1 plus I2 plus I3. Here I am going to write this one I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, by R equivalent. I1 value. How to get the I1? I1 equal to V1 by R1. So E1 by R1. This I2 equal to the E2 by R2. E2 by R2. I3 equal to the E3 by R3. E3 by R3. Okay, now R equivalent is nothing but these resistors are connected in the parallel combination. So the parallel combination of resistance is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So just substitute the values, we will get the answer. E1 value is 2 volt, R1 value is 2 ohm. So 2 by 2 plus E2 is the 4, this one is the 2. So 4 by 2, E3 is the 4 and the resistance is the 2. So 4 by 2 by 1 by R1 2 ohm, R2 2 ohm, R3 2, 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. Here all are connected positive at the A and negative at the terminals, so then we are adding up. If this is the negative connector this one, positive connector this one, we will take the minus sign here. Okay, na? Resistance values positive only, but here sign will be changed. Remember that point. All are connected positive toward the A and negative toward the B. Here we have the positive signs. Okay. Now after simplification, 2 by 2 1, 4 by 2 2, 4 by 2 2. So 1 plus 2 plus 2 by 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is nothing but the 3 into 1 by 2. So this sum is nothing but the 5. This is nothing but the 2 by 3. 5 into 2, 10 by 3 is nothing but the 3.3. Approximately they are asking the 3.3 volts. So D option is the right answer. Okay. In this way we have to solve the problem. Okay. Very easy question. Next, the resistive network shown below is connected to a DC source of 16 volt. Okay, 16 volt source connected. The power consumed by the network is 4 watts. Power is 4 watts consumed. The value of R value we have to find. So this is the network they given. This is the circuit they given. So these are the two resistors 4R, 4R. This resistors R, 6R, 12R, and this resistance R. This is the circuit they given. They are asking the R value. They are asking. See, now I am keeping the points. This is the A point, this is the B point, and here it is the C, and here it is the D. Okay. Now to find out the R value, I am going to find the total equivalent resistance of this circuit. I am going to find. So if we know the equivalent resistance, R equivalent, if we know, they given the source voltage also and power consumed also they given. P equal to the V square by R equivalent value. So from this R value we can find it very easily. This is the steps we have. That means first we have to find the R equivalent. To find out the R equivalent, see this one first. These two are in parallel. So parallel combination. The resistance between the A and B points is parallel combination of these two resistors. So that is nothing but the 4R into 4R by 4R plus 4R. 4R plus 4R is nothing but 8R. Then the equivalent resistance between the A and B points is 2R. And these two resistors also in the parallel combination. The equivalent resistance between the C and D parallel combination. So the equivalent resistance between the CD is 6R into 12R by 6R plus 12R. So 6R plus 12R is 18R. So simplify it, we will get the 4R. Okay. So now the equivalent resistance of this is 2R. The equivalent resistance of this is, this equivalent resistance I got how much? 2R. And equivalent resistance of this is how much I got? 4R. Okay, now equivalent resistance of the circuit we have to find. This is series with this one, this is series with this one, this is series with this one. So total resistors are connected in the series now. So total resistance is 2R plus R plus 4R plus R. Okay, 2R plus R plus 4R plus R. So now equivalent resistance of the circuit is 8R. So in this circuit got total resistance we got 8R, and supplying voltage is nothing but the 16 volt. Okay, 16 volt we got, and power consumed also they given 4 watts, and equivalent resistance we found now just now 8R. This is the data we got. Now use the formula P equal to V square by R equivalent. P value equal to how much? 4. V square, V value is 16. 16 square means 256. By R equivalent value how much we got? 8R. So now R equal to the 4 send this side, 256 by 8 into 4. Simplify this one, we will get the 8 ohm is the right answer. So 8 ohm is the right answer. In this way we have to solve the question. Okay, do it carefully. Easy question, but simplification do it carefully, step by step. You will get it very easily. Next, see the 10th question. A galvanometer having a resistance of 20 ohm. Resistance galvanometer ka resistance they given G equal to the 20 ohm, and 30 divisions on both sides. Okay, both sides number of divisions they given 30 divisions, and a figure of merit also they given. Figure of merit is 0.005 ampere per division. Okay, na figure of merit given, number of divisions given. The resistance that should be connected in series such that it can be used as a voltmeter up to the 15 volt. Okay, na it has to measure up to the 15 volt. How much resistance we have to connect in series with the galvanometer. Okay, this is the galvanometer, and our resistance is connected in series with this galvanometer. The potential difference it will measure up to the 15 volt. Then what is the R value we have to find. So current flowing through this one is the IG current. So these two galvanometer and resistor connected in the series, so same current is flowing through the resistor also. Okay. First I written here given data, galvanometer ka resistance, number of divisions, figure of merit. From this we can find the full scale current flow, that means full current of the full scale deflection of the galvanometer. So galvanometer ka current IG equal to the number of divisions into figure of merit. Okay, then we will get the current flowing through the galvanometer. So now 30 into 0.005, then we will get 0.15 amperes. So now current flowing through this one is a 0.15 amperes. Now what is the resistance value we have to find. Now these two are in the series combination. The resistance is G plus R. Okay, na? So now R effective resistance is G plus R. G value they given 20 plus R. We got the current, we know the effective resistance, and we know the value of the voltage also up to what we can measure 15 volt. From Ohm's law V equal to the I into R. So V equal to the current is Ig, R is nothing but the effective resistance of that circuit. Okay, na V they given 15 volt, current is Ig equal to 0.15 amperes, R effective equal to the G plus R, both are connected in the series na, so G plus R, 20 plus R. So simplification, just to send this one 0.15 to this side, 0.15, so 0.15 100 is nothing but the 15. We will get this value is 100 equal to 20 plus R, 20 send this side, so R equal to the 80 ohms. So now we have to connect the resistance 80 ohm in series with the galvanometer, then it can measure the voltage up to the 15 volt. The answer 80 ohm is the right answer. And how to convert the voltmeter to galvanometer, galvanometer to ammeter, etc. We discussed in the first video of the current electricity. Once in that video I explained the Wheatstone bridge and potentiometer also I explained, some synopsis and some problems also I explained. Once watch that video also. Okay, thank you.